welcome to your 7-7A video on simple interest. So the first thing we need to talk about is what interest is. So if you borrow money, you usually have to pay back more than what you borrowed, and that is called interest. So sometimes it is a bad thing. Interest can also be good. If you keep your money in a bank account, you will get more money for keeping it there, and that extra money is called interest. So like a bank would reward you for putting your money into their bank. So what is the simple interest formula? It's I equals PRT, and if you look there, I stands for interest, P is your principal or your starting amount, R is the interest rate, but you need to make sure it's in decimal form. Very, very important. You are writing it as a decimal. And then T stands for time, which is in years. So how does simple interest work? Well, suppose you want to put $2,000 into a bank account, and then this bank offers 6% annual interest at a simple interest rate. If you were to choose that, how much interest would you earn? And then we have a bunch of different times listed here. So we're going to start with 6 months. So I is what we're trying to find, the amount of interest, equals P, which is our principal starting amount. That's the $2,000 there. Times R, which is our interest rate as a decimal. So we have to back it and get 0.06. Times time, in this case it's 6 months. 6 months is half of a year, which is 0.5. If you didn't know that, you could take 6 out of 12 in your calculator, and that gives you 0.5. So we're multiplying by 0.5. You're going to type all of that in your calculator. So 2,000 times 0.06 times 0.5, and you get 60. So the interest you make in 6 months is $60. To find the balance, you're going to take that starting principal of $2,000 and add in that interest of $60, meaning you have a balance of $2,060. 9 months, we're going to go through the same thing. So finding the interest, $2,000 principal, same interest rate, so 0.06. This time the time has changed, 9 months, so 9 out of 12. If you don't know that, you can use a calculator, you get 0.75. It's 3/4 of a year. Typing all of that in your calculator. And you get $90 interest. Finding the balance, you take that principal amount plus that free money of $90, and you get a balance of $2,090. So you can see we're gradually making some money here in our bank account. Now we have 1 year. I equals P times R times time. This time it's 1 year, so we're multiplying by 1. And we get $120 in interest. To find the balance, we take that $2,000 principal, add in that free interest money, and we are left with $2,120. In 5 years, what would the interest be? So I equals 2,000 times our interest rate times our time, which is now 5 years. And you get $600 in interest. Principal is $2,000 plus that free money of $600, and that gives you a balance after 5 years of $2,600. So story problems now. You borrow $8,000 to buy a car. The simple interest rate is 7.6%, and your loan is for 3.5 years. So how much interest will you have to pay is the first question. So finding interest. So that will be I equals, and then P is my principal. That would be what I started with, the $8,000, times my R, which is 7.6%, but remember we have to back it. So R is actually going to be 0.076. And then times time, which we can see here is 3.5 years, so times 3.5. It's measured in years, so we just get to use that number. Typing that all in. Oops, 8,000 times 0.076 times 3.5. And you get an interest of $2,128. Okay. Then to answer the next question, it's asking what is the total amount or the balance. So I'm going to take that principal, $8,000, and add in that interest of $2,128, and I will end up with a balance of $10,128. So I will have to pay that much towards my car purchase. Number 2, Steve has $70 in his savings account. It earns 9.25% simple interest annually. What is the balance he will have after 12 months? So balance is what we're trying to find. In order to do that, there isn't a real formula, so we do have to start with the I equals PRT. So I equals our principal, which is 70, times my interest rate, which is 9.25. So back it, and you get 0.0925. Times the amount of time, which is 12 months. Notice though that that's months and we need years. So that will be equivalent to 1 year. So I'm multiplying by 1. When I type that all in my calculator, I get an interest rate interest of $6 and 0.475, but we need dollars and cents. So we're going to take that 7, go next door, the 5 or higher, round it up. So it's going to be $6.48 in interest. But that doesn't answer the question. Okay, the question was asking for the balance. So you have to go one more step and take that principal, $70, add it to that $6.48 interest that we have to find our total balance, which is $76.48, and that's what answers the question. Number 3, Scott has $1,500 in a savings account. It earns $90 in simple interest after 18 months. This time we are finding the interest rate. We're not told what that is, so that's our R. And we know the I. He earned $90 in interest. So that's our I. So 90 equals P, which was our 1,500, times R, which is what we don't know, and times T, which is 18 months. If you didn't know how to do that, you can take 18 divided by 12, and that will tell you that it is 1.5 years, so 1.5. We're solving for R. In order to do that, we're going to want to multiply the 1,500 and the 1.5 together. And that will give us 2,250 R equals 90. Solving the equation, we're going to divide by 2,250 on both sides. And when I do that, I get 0.04. Okay? Now, that's my interest rate as a decimal. So I have to go one more step to find my interest rate. I have to move it, because we need a percent. So a 4% interest rate. Changing that decimal to a percent. Number 4, finding the amount of time. So kind of like this problem. Pam puts $1,800 in account at 10% simple interest. How long does it take her to make $450 of interest? So how long does it take? That's a time question. So we're trying to find time. It says she made $450 of interest. That's my I. So 450 equals, P is my principal. We're told that's 1,800 times R, which we're told is 10%, which is 0.10 when we back it, and then times T. So same process here. Draw your river, and then you're going to multiply these two numbers together, because we can do that. So 1,800 times 0.1 gives you 180. T equals 450. Solving for T, you are going to divide by 180. So 450 divided by 180 gives us 2.5 equals T. And then we need to label that. So that would be 2.5 years. Remember, time is always expressed in years. Thanks for watching.